I had such a good question come in the other day that I wanted to pop in here and share it with you. So, as you probably know, we have the How to Hire the Best course coming up, and today is the last day to register. I got an email from someone who was considering joining, and their email was really direct. Does How to Hire the Best work? How do you know that it works? And I thought, oh, that's a good question. So I want to share with you, yes, it works. And I'm going to share with you a little bit about how I developed How to Hire the Best so you'll understand how I know and how I can say with confidence that, yes, it works. So, way back when, 2016, when I first published the very first How to Hire the Best book in the series, I was in Wyoming. And a lot of my clients were small business owners. Wyoming's a rural area. It really is true that there are more antelope than people there. And I had clients who I was taking through the pumpkin plan and I was helping them grow their business. And they would say to me, you know what? I think we need to slow it down. I don't think I want to pumpkin plan my business because I have too much on my plate already and I can't get good help. And so I would talk to them about their employees, and they really wanted me to use my skills because I'm a psychologist by training, and they wanted me to use my skills as a psychologist to help them get their current team members more engaged because they didn't feel like they could attract A players to their team. And time again, I would hear when I would tell them, first off, you cannot take a warm body and coach them up to make them more engaged. That just doesn't work. And I would say time and time again, one of the reasons you're struggling to get A players is because you're keeping these warm bodies on your team. And the pushback that I would get was, well, Dr. Sabrina, you don't understand. We are in a small town. This is a rural area. We are small business owners. We can't compete with the oil field, and other major employers here that offer all these high wages and benefits. And my comeback to that was, I can see that's a dilemma. And I started to really believe that that was the case. And then I just kind of gave up, like, this is hopeless. And I went and I did all kinds of research to try to find books to help business owners with their hiring challenges. And there are plenty of books written to help hire A players, but they're really targeted more to a larger business with an HR department, corporations. And there wasn't really anything at that time written for small business owners. And then so I was getting really frustrated, and I even brought in experts, and I hired other business consultants to try to help me solve the problem for my clients, and no one had any good solutions. And then one morning, as I was transitioning from sleep to wakefulness, I had this aha, and it really wasn't a solution. It was a powerful question. And the powerful question was, what if it's not true? What if it's not true that because we're in a small town, it's a rural area, and these are small business owners, you can't get A players on your team? And that led me to more and more questions. And I thought, what if I can find some small business owners who have A players on their team? And I can interview them and I can ask them what they did to attract these A players. And then I could write a book on how small business owners in rural areas get A players on their teams. And so that is really how this book was born. But it wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. I thought, I just call some business owners up and ask if I can interview them, and they'll say yes. But they didn't say yes. And they kept saying, no, I don't want to be interviewed. And when I would push a little bit and say, tell me why you don't want to be interviewed, I kept hearing the same response over and over. And that was, we have a couple of A players, and if I lost them, I don't know how I would replace them. I don't know what I did to attract them. And if you, Dr. Sabrina, can find the answers to this, please come back and tell me, because I really don't know what I'm doing. And so I am pleasantly persistent, and I stuck with it a bit. And I said, could you just tell me the story of how the one or two A players that you have on your team currently came to be working for you? And that's how I gathered the data for this book, How to Hire the Best, is I just collected all these stories of small business owners. They did not have teams of A players. They had one or two. And I gathered these stories, and I remember one evening spreading all these stories out across my living room floor and looking at them and really just noticing there were patterns. These business owners would say, I have no idea what I did to attract them. But when I started looking at across the stories, I noticed there are patterns, and where there are patterns, there are systems. And that was the foundation of how I wrote the very first book in the How to Hire the Best series. And when I will tell you, as soon as the book was out, I created a course and I started taking business owners through the course. And I kind of crossed my fingers. I was like, oh, I hope this works. I don't want to, people are paying money for this. People are buying the book. I really hope what's in this book and in this course works. And time again, it worked. And every time it worked, I thought, oh my gosh, this really works. I was so blown away because I had been in that mindset for so long that there were no solutions for small business owners to hire A players, that it was just really always going to be one of the biggest struggles in small business. And so an interesting thing happened. A couple of interesting things happened. Number one, when you write a book and you teach a course, it becomes very obvious as you're teaching the course which pieces work the best, because I was getting feedback from the participants. And so I started paring down what we teach in the How to Hire the Best course and really just focusing on the pieces that I saw working consistently across businesses. But the other thing that was interesting that blew me away is I started getting phone calls from business owners in other parts of the country. And they would start the conversation the same way. They would start off saying, I'm not in a rural area. I'm in New Jersey. I'm in San Francisco. I'm in Denver. And I'm struggling to get A players. Dr. Sabrina, do you think this would work for me? And I gave them the same response every time. I said, I have no idea. Let's try it and find out. And so I had a few of them go through the course. And what I quickly discovered is that if something works in a rural area where there are fewer people and the numbers are low, it works exponentially better in more populated areas. So I saw clients in major metropolitan areas getting better results and faster results because there was just more people to choose from. And so over time, so since 2016, this is 2023 now, so over 7 years, I have gone on to write 3 more books in the How to Hire the Best series. The latest is the How to Hire the Best, the Entrepreneur's Ultimate Guide to Top Performing Team Members. Everything that's in this book works because I've gotten rid of all the things that work sometimes or work occasionally, or they're just too hard for a small business owner to consistently implement. And I've updated the course, and because we're always getting feedback from our participants. And one of the things that I have done in the course to make sure that How to Hire the Best works is, as a psychologist, I've watched what goes on for most of us small business owners as we go through online courses. We sign up with the best of intentions. We are gung-ho. We're excited about what we're going to learn, and we're going to learn something that's going to make a difference for us. But then we get sucked back into the busyness and we get distracted and preoccupied. So as you come into the How to Hire the Best course, I give you a mission, and that mission is to become an employer of choice for the A players that you want to attract on your team. And I ask you to tell me your why. Why does that matter for you? Because as soon as you connect with your why and you deeply connect with your why, your chances of completing the course are heightened. And the only way How to Hire the Best doesn't work is if you don't complete the course, because when you go through the course, you're building your A player attraction system into your business. And I have designed the course so that from week to week, you're adding another piece of your system. And over 5 weeks' time, you've taken these small steps forward that will lead to big change over time. You have built a system in the course of 5 weeks to attract A players to your team. And you're incentivized to complete the course. If every time you complete your move forward action steps, you tell us that you've done that, you turn in your work that you've done, you tell us what you did. And when you get 90% of your move forward action steps done, we invite you to be featured in our Great Place to Work Spotlight. And we honor you in that way, because that means that you are doing work on your business to be an employer of choice, to attract the A players that you want to your team. So we allow you to come through the How to Hire the Best course as many times as you need to complete 90% of your move forward action steps. So if you sign up and you get to week 3 and then you get sick, and everything kind of just falls apart for you, you can come back the next time we offer the course and go through it again and finish the last 2 weeks and do your move forward action steps. And then we feature you in the Great Place to Work Spotlight. We do that because we want you to succeed with How to Hire the Best. If we had a lot of people signing up for this course and not getting A players on their team and not getting results, it would ruin the credibility of what we're doing for you at Tap the Potential. So we are all about setting you up to succeed. And that's how I know the How to Hire the Best course works. I know the system works because I'm constantly in touch with people who've gone through the course. We go, when someone doesn't complete the course, we go back and we invite them back in to finish it again. That's how we roll at Tap the Potential. We want to set small business owners up for success. And we know life happens, and we know you can get distracted and preoccupied. But if it's important to you to become an employer of choice, to attract the A players that you want on your team, and you're looking for a solution, How to Hire the Best is it. You will learn how to hire those A players. And the cool thing about this, kind of circling back all the way to when I was in Wyoming and I was teaching those business owners to pumpkin plan their business, and they were saying, I need to put on the brakes because we're growing too fast and I don't have the team members that I need. If you're in a situation where you're finding yourself putting on the brakes, losing money in your business, profit leaking out the back door, and it's because you don't have the team that you need, or you have team members who keep making mistakes or who aren't engaged, your lack of A players is impacting your quality of life. That's one of the number one things that will keep you stuck in your business, is if you don't have A players on your team who you can delegate to and who can help you build the systems in the business. And it also is one of the biggest profit bleeds in your business, because when you have warm bodies who make mistakes, when you have employees who are moderately disengaged, your payroll is one of your biggest expenses, and you're not getting an investment out of your payroll. You're not getting that return on your investment. It's actually money that's just going out the back door of your business. So if it's important to you to take your life back from your business, maybe you want to take a 4-week vacation. I'm going to be talking with you about that next week. If you want to take a 4-week vacation, you need A players on your team. If you want to be able to stop working on weekends, you want to be able to turn it off at 5 o'clock and go home and unplug and be with your family, you need A players on your team. So if that's you, join me in the upcoming How to Hire the Best course. Today is the last day to register. Head on over to tapthepotential.com/course. I want to hear from you why you want to be an employer of choice, and I want to support you in getting those A players on your team. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.